Hello. Thank you so much for joining me today. How you doing? I'm excited because this is episode number 2 of US Defaultism. Probably my new favorite subreddit, even though it drives me crazy. It's hilarious. If you didn't see episode 1, basically it's a bunch of posts where there's this phenomenon on the internet, evidently, where Americans assume everybody else on the internet is American. Understand? I mean, if you're not from America, you probably might have already experienced this. But to me, this is brand new and this is hilarious. Let's do it. All right, the size of a state. From Tumblr? Is that still a website? Anonymous said, Germany has states? Germany? Wait, what? Is it the United States of Germany? Hey, before I answer this question, can you let me know if you're American real quick? You don't even have to ask. Yes, I'm American. How did you know that? I just figured it doesn't make sense for smaller countries. Germany's not that small. To be divided by states? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Since they are already the size of a state. That is brilliant logic right there from the American. It's already the size of I mean, how big is a state? Well, obviously the default answer is let's look at the United States. So a state is about this big, and Germany is about this big. So therefore, why does it need states? Guys, I'm looking at the map here, and Germany, I mean, that's how big Germany is. You go over here to America. I mean, how is Maine, how is Vermont, how is Connecticut even a state? These are way too small. I mean, clearly you can see the size of a state, like let's take Colorado or Nevada. That's the size of a state. I mean, how can these be states? I'm confused now. I will, though, admit, I don't want to admit, but I will admit that I was way too old when I realized that other countries, that like so many other countries have states. I was way too old. I don't know how old I was. All I can say is like, I didn't really realize that until I was probably like 19 years old or something. In fact, let's see what year this is, 2022. Okay, no. But if this was from like, 2009, this might have been me. Not the part about it, the smaller, it doesn't make sense for smaller countries to be states, to be divided by states. That's too stupid. I'm just going to be honest. That's too stupid. Celebrating a foreign holiday is a requirement. Okay, I can imagine where this is going. You guys don't celebrate 4th of July? But it's a federal holiday. Don't you get the day off? No, let's see. I'll never use your product unless you celebrate the 4th. I freaking knew it without reading it. We're Polish, sir. Opera is Polish. I didn't know that. Oh my god. Holy shit, guys. Not using your product unless you celebrate the 4th of July. Okay? Unless you turn opera into red, white, and blue tomorrow, then I'm deleting opera. You must be a terrorist. The audacity. I can see this guy's from Australia. The right to bear arms is universal. Universal. Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? Like the whole universe? That's the recognition made by the Second Amendment. This guy's rights are absolutely being infringed here by the Australian government. What? He even says it in his own post. The Australian government's out of hand. Haven't they read the Constitution of America? Our forefathers decided for the rest of the world that the right to bear arms must not be infringed. On top of that, councils are a violation of your private property rights up to the line that you've infringed on somebody else's property rights. Okay. Today I learned the American Constitution is universal. I like how his post just has -1 downvotes too. It's interesting, right? Because you post something this stupid on Reddit, it's just gonna die, never be seen, -1 downvote. But if you post it in the right subreddit, which is US defaultism, 6,800 upvotes. Good job, man. A very long drive. That's slightly Raven. To those that aren't American, well, I don't know if this show is outside America, but it's a joke about, it's like a reference to That's So Raven, which is a TV show. Anyway, That's So Cat. That's slightly Raven. Okay, I'm confused now. I understand, like, this is a thread. Okay, let's see. That's Slightly Raven said, hello, yes, 999. I just ate a very... 999? Hold on. What is that? Don't you mean 911? I can already see this coming. Hello, yes, 999. I just ate a very moldy blueberry by mistake and I'd like my tongue removed. Okay, That's So Cat responded, 999. You mean 911? God damn. People are so demented. They're in their bubble. This just proves there's an American bubble. I think if I ordered an ambulance from America, I'd be a little bit scoopered since I live in England and it's an awfully long drive. And imagine the price tag on that. You'd be bankrupt. Literally dozens. Literally dozens. Tonight, a 19-ish-year-old at the bar. Very nicely. Well, how's a 19-year-old at the bar? You're not allowed at the bar unless you're 21 years old. This story's fake. This story can't be real. Oh my gosh, what is that noise? A 19-year-old at the bar very nicely asked if I could give them a refund on a vodka Coke they bought because they realized they were too drunk and drinking it would be a bad idea. A move both so ballsy and sincere I couldn't possibly refuse. I'm not gonna lie, I mean, yeah, that's like responsible to not drink it if you realize you're too drunk, but you don't get a refund, buddy. You already ordered the vodka Coke. That's not their fault. They shouldn't lose out on the vodka inventory just because you ordered it and you can't drink it. But that's besides the point. Let's read on. I thought in all US states, you must be at least 21 years old in order to purchase alcohol. I could have sworn it was 21 years old in every state. This story does not check out. I'm one of the dozens of people worldwide that live in a country that's not America. What? There's dozens of you? Oh my god. I hope you guys are doing okay. I love that this person tried to, like, be logical about it. They're sitting there scratching their head. I thought all 50 states, it had to be 21. Is there a state I'm not thinking of? Canadian dude names Georgia as a country. You mean the state? You mean the state of Georgia? Silly European. That's a state, that's not a country. Oh my god. This one's just embarrassing. Americans rush to mock his answer. I love it when people mock people and they're the ones that are wrong. You gotta love that. All right, let's see. G. Georgia. I can imagine. Is Georgia a country now? Yes, actually. It actually is, yes, indeed, for quite a while. Country of Georgia, everybody. Hey, everybody. Hey, all my fellow Americans. Country of Georgia, am I right? Did you hear this, dude? Country of Georgia. Isn't Georgia a state? Did you really say Georgia for a country? Since when is Georgia a country? Damn. 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 We're moving on. All right, this is the last one, guys, because honestly, that last one kind of made me mad. What going online is like for Americans versus the rest of the world. I've noticed lately that it's often Americans who leave tags like, I don't even care if it's made up, on posts I make that are not particularly unbelievable, but are pretty specific to the way of life or corner of the world, like the one about the cheese vendor. This is a little bit confusing. It reminds me of that tweet that was circulating and that Americans have a medieval peasant scale of worldview. I mean, if you don't want to be perceived this way by the rest of the world, maybe don't go around social media saying that if a cultural concept or way of life sounds unfamiliar, it must be made up. So, okay. I guess on some previous posts. I want to see those previous posts with my fellow Americans saying, I don't even care if this is made up. It's still pretty funny. Obviously, it's not true, because that's not the way it is here in America, but it's still pretty funny. Pretty good post. It's the imbalance that's annoying. Because, like, when I mentioned having no mobile network around here, I had people giving me info about Verizon to fix my problem. I post some rural pic and someone says it must be somewhere in the Midwest because the Southwest doesn't look like this. Holy crap, guys. My post about my postwoman has thousands of Americans assuming it's the USPS. On my post about my architect, there's someone saying it's because architecture isn't impacted major. I don't even know what that means, impacted major, and other irrelevant stuff about how architecture is taught in the US. This kind of thing happens so often, and I'm expected, they're basically just, this is the whole concept of this subreddit. They are discovering that. Someone needs to say, hey, go check out this subreddit. You're not alone. And irrelevant stuff. Okay. Meanwhile, I make posts about my daily life, and Americans in the notes are debating, like, don't know if it's real. Sounds made up. Doesn't sound American. Going online for the rest of the world means having to keep in mind an insane amount of hyper-specific trivia about American culture, while going online for Americans means having to keep in mind that the rest of the world really exists, I guess. Wow. Well, I think they summed it up. Those posts were freaking hilarious. Oh my god, I love this subreddit. It is so funny, but kind of infuriating. But there's so much more to come. Thank you for watching. I apologize on behalf of my fellow Americans. What can I say? I'll see you guys tomorrow.